The Speaker's House, one of the grandest buildings in Westminster, home to the man who is Parliament's highest authority, and for a day, 4 Stand Up Be Counted contributors.
Hi, good to meet you. Say hello, John Burke.
Hello.
Hi.
If the Speaker expected an easy ride, he was wrong.
If I'm Googling you and I'm seeing loads of negative stuff and I'm thinking that you're this negative person, how are you going to counteract that?
Whenever you see Parliament, whether it be a clip on the news, all I see is confusion and there's grandeur and generally don't understand what's actually going on.
I spoke to David Cameron about the conduct around PMQs and, quite frankly, I think it's horrible. I'm a student union president, and when we have our councils and debates, if I was to act like that around my members, I would get sacked. You've been speaking now for 6 years, but do you not think that perhaps this should have been curtailed by now? Does it mean you've maybe failed your job as Speaker and as Leader of the House that this hasn't, PMQs has just stayed the same?
I do think it should have been reformed by now. Do I accept that the unreformed Prime Minister's questions is a problem? I do. Do I accept some share of responsibility for trying to put it right? I do.
A rare moment of a politician taking responsibility. After all, John Bercow is the man supposed to be in control of this.
Calm down, dear, calm down.
The word con man is frankly unparliamentary.
He's a dodgy Prime Minister surrounded by dodgy donors.
Order, the House is very, very overexcited.
The Speaker's not meant to get involved in party politics, but the stand-ups managed to get this opinion.
Dan Collins from Scarborough has asked on Facebook, with what's happened with Jack Straw, what does this mean for the reputation of Parliament?
I have in the past suggested that a lot of members of the public would expect members of Parliament to do a full-time job for a full-time wage. People should not be in Parliament to add to their personal fortune. It may well be that errors of judgment have been made, and if that is so, then they will cop it. They will face the music, they will suffer.
There's a lot of young people out there who don't know who to vote for at the moment. So what do you, as an individual, yourself as a politician, do to get young people to vote?
And here's an answer. Building this education centre is an attempt to engage young people with Parliament. Less than half of 18 to 24-year-olds voted at the last election, with young women the least likely by some margin.
There aren't enough women in Parliament, so what have you done during your time as Speaker to change this?
I don't like calling lots of men in a row and no women, so I always have in my mind which female colleagues have I called today. And if I may say so, and this isn't meant in a patronising sense at all, the simple fact is that the women on the whole are better behaved in Parliament than the men.
Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, bless you.
Thank you for allowing me to talk.
No, you're very welcome. Take care.
It's not just women who can feel that Parliament isn't for them. Opening the Speaker's House is an attempt to appeal to the selfie generation, no matter how awkward their questions. Sophy Ridge, Sky News, Westminster.